Hello, happy Monday. I feel like it has been like 2 weeks since I have been on here, which is so weird for me. But between life and being sick, you just have to learn when to rest and when to allow other people to take leadership roles, which is amazing thing of what we have our hands on as a community is you are not alone in the last 2 weeks, especially even tonight, because I am actually not even leading tonight's Zoom. I'm just starting it out for you guys. But it goes to show you that you have a team to lean on and you don't have to do it all yourself. So let's go ahead and start Monday, how I love to start it with our I ams, especially as it being the end of the month. I want to talk about this real quick, and then I'm going to pass it to Brielle, who has an amazing training lined up for you guys tonight. But I want to talk about month end because so often I see people already think that June is done today on the 28th, and we have 30 days, right? So there's something that I want to say about that is your month can be done today if you want it to. That's fine. Your month can be done on the 5th of the month. Your month can be done on the 1st of the month. Your month can be done whenever you want it to be done. The point of it is your business. It's your choice. If you look at your volume today or you look at where you are at today and you get discouraged because you're like, well, I didn't hit my goal. Okay, you didn't hit your goal yet. There is no expiration date on your goals or what you are working towards. It might not happen this month, but it just might happen this month. Y'all, if you decide on the 28th that you're done, then you're done. Your month is done and you've already decided that your goals are done. But if you take it as today's the 28th, I have 2 full days and the rest of tonight to work my business for this month to hit my goals. Amazing things can happen and will happen. I have seen people who are $7,000 to $10,000 away from their goal. Randomly, they get this fire up their butt and they work their business like nothing else, and they enroll that on the last day within the last hours. Like when I say amazing things can happen when you don't quit, I truly mean it. But I want you to know that, and it wouldn't be me if I didn't say this, but how you end a month is how you start a month. So you can choose to end your month today. You can choose to continue to work and carry that momentum, but whichever one you choose is how you're going to start July. So if you want to end your month today, I will never tell anybody that that's wrong. Is it what I do with my business? No, it's not. Is it what I will ever do with my business? No, it's not. But my business is my business. Your business is your business. If you decide that today you're done, I just want you to know that that momentum is also going to stop with you today. So then you're going to start July 1st having to restart that momentum. Or you can say, it's the 28th. Maybe I already hit my goal or maybe I haven't. But either way, tomorrow I'm working my business because I create my business. I create my momentum. Every single day is something that I get to create within my business. Sorry, I'm still admitting y'all are wildfire tonight. But it's something that you have to choose, and you can choose to have your business momentum stall today and be done with this month. And then when January, hopefully y'all don't stall that much, but when July 1st hits, you can say, oh my gosh, it's a new month. I'm here. 4K, that $4,000 bonus, that $12,000 bonus, 40, 80, 200, it's mine. And you can do that. But when all reality is, if you don't feel that way on the 28th of the month, it being the 1st of the month and your tracker going to 0 is not going to be any different for you. And I mean that with so much love because it's a self-discipline thing, not a self-motivation thing. Because you guys know me, I think motivation is crap. But what I do believe in is self-discipline that creates consistency that then creates momentum. And you can choose to say, hey, because it's your business and whatever you choose, I'm all for, right? I will never give you goals. I will never tell you you're doing something wrong. None of that, because that's not my responsibility. I'm a resource and a tool for you. And I can tell you right now, as a resource in my own business, I'm not stopping. It doesn't matter if it's the 30th. I'm still not stopping. And y'all, we hit 200K my team is 200K for the month. the 10th of this month we hit that. So if that doesn't tell you, like, that doesn't mean I stopped enrolling. That doesn't mean I stopped working. That doesn't mean I stopped doing trainings. That doesn't mean I stopped posting daily. You know why? Because it doesn't matter what day you hit your goal. It's what matters what you do after that or right before that. So if you already hit your goal for this month and you're tapped out and you're like, I'm good, what does that do for your business? Or if you haven't hit your goal this month yet, but you say, June's over. Okay, well, honey, it is the 28th. There is 30 days in this month. I don't know about y'all, but 28 is not 30. There are 2 full days and tonight left in this month. How you choose to end a month is also how you are going to choose to start your month. If you choose to quit on yourself, by all means, that is your prerogative. But I'm going to tell you right now that it doesn't matter what my tracker says. Every single day, I show up. Every single day, I work my business. Every single day, I'm a resource for myself and for my team. And if you don't think you set the fire for your own business or your month or your year or whatever it is. And I was talking to Paul one day, and then I'm going to pass it over to Paul. But I was talking to Paul about this, and I had said that. I was like, well, I tell my team how you end a month is how you start a month. And he looked at me, he was like, Linz, how you end a day is how you start a day then. Like, hello, there's no such thing as months and when you own your own business. So I want to start saying that to you guys. How you end a day is how you're going to start a day. I hope you guys are ending each day with your I ams and gratitude, just like you're starting each day with your I ams and gratitude. I hope that each day when you end your day for your business, you say, okay, you know what? I showed up today. Tomorrow I'm going to do it again. Because when you own a business and it's residual, you never want to make it stop. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm going to pass it to Brielle. Go ahead. I don't know if you have to unmute yourself.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, so it's going to be me, and then Chandra's going to come on and share some wisdom with us tonight too. So I listened to a Trent Shelton podcast today. So if you don't know who Trent Shelton is, he's amazing. He's the bomb. His story is really incredible. He was a professional football player, got injured, thought my life is literally over. Football was going to be my thing for the rest of my life. That's what I'm going to retire off of. Well, his injury changed everything for him. So then he got into being a speaker and basically just being a motivational speaker and speaking life into people. He has this whole thing called Rehab Time where he just really helps people grow and kind of like find their purpose and kind of find who they are in life. So Trent Shelton, and is inaction the root cause of your issues? So it was like episode 70 or something. So it says, is inaction the root cause of your issues, right? So whatever it is that's going on, whether it's your health, being in better shape, or a weight goal that you have, or you're wanting to get more toned and fit, or your goal for your business. Inaction is always going to be the root cause of it. It just will. There's never someone that I see, I'm telling you, in this business where they're like, I literally am showing up consistent. I've been showing up consistent for 2 years. I'm doing all of the things. I'm doing my IPAs. I'm doing XYZ, and they don't see some type of growth or result. I'm telling you right now, the people who are truly taking action, and I mean consistently taking action, not taking action for a week and then falling off for a month and then next month being like, it's my month, and then showing up for a week. No, I mean, they show up, like, I love that term, just every day is a new day. They're showing up every single day. They're posting, they're on their stories, they're coming up with new content. They're figuring out how to do reels. They're figuring out how to do new stories. They're figuring out how to do different things and promos or whatever with their team, or to encourage them or motivate them or support them. They're literally the people who, they show up every day and they think, what else can I do for my business? What can I do different? And like Lynn says, and I know as someone who works with her, like, very often, is even at the rank she's at, even at the title she's at, some of you think, well, once I'm 12K, once I hit this 4K bonus, I'm set. Once I hit this 12K bonus, I'm set. It doesn't stop there. Linz is constantly thinking of, What can I do different? How can I pour into them more? What kind of resources can we create? What else can we do different? It's just going to be new things. Instead of your goal being, okay, I need to get my 2 customers and 2 promoters for VIPs, it might be, okay, how can I create resources for my VIPs? You're constantly taking some type of action, right? It might be different from your first week. It might be different from your first year. How I take action now is different from when I first showed up. How I post now is different when I first showed up, but it's taking some kind of action. So when I went through the things I did last year, I was like in complete inaction mode. I was like in survival mode. I did not show up for a very long time, and it showed in my business, right? My business went down. My paychecks went down. My team went down. Everything went down. But I knew it's because of my inaction. I knew as soon as I got back to being consistent, as soon as I started showing up back on Zooms, as soon as I started showing back up for my team, started showing back up on my social media, started pouring into myself, started doing all the things that we preach about all the time, I started taking action, that I knew even if it was in 6 months, that I would see some type of result. And guess what? From the girl who's lost rank many times, I've lost 4K rank before, I've lost 40K, I lost 40K for 10 whole months, but I showed up and I took action, and I've hit 40K ever since March now. Since I've hit it back in March, we've regained it and hit 40K even way earlier in the month as a team. Because when you take, almost hit my ring light. It's about taking action, right? And even if you didn't see the results, and you think, June, okay, I started June 1st. I said, I'm going to show up, and you have. Maybe you've been like, I'm showing up every day. I'm doing my IPAs. I'm going on all the Zooms. I'm doing my self-development. I'm doing my gratitudes, but I'm nowhere close to my goal. Or, I don't know if it's going to happen this month. Even if it doesn't happen in June, it could happen in July. Every time that I showed up for my business and I didn't hit 40K, or I didn't re-rank, or my paychecks dropped, I didn't go, well, you know what? I've been showing up. I know I stopped for 2 months and I didn't do anything, but I've been showing up for 2 months now. I've been showing up for a month now. So why isn't my paycheck going up? Why am I not re-ranked to 40K? 10 months of not hitting 40K again. I lost 4K when I hit 4K my first month in the business. I lost that for 8 months. 8 months of not even maintaining 4K. I will tell that till I'm blue in the face, that my highest month 6 months into the business, okay, was 410 in volume. 410 for the entire month of December. I will always, whenever I get in my head, because it happens, you guys, you get in your head, you check your volume, or you're checking something in your cloud office, and you go, oh, let me just look at my rank. Let me just see where I'm at. Let me just see. And you just scan, and maybe it's not where you think you should be, or what you've been at before at this time in the month, right? And then you get discouraged, or whatever the case may be. Please remind yourself, especially if you're someone you've been in this business for a year, 2 years, 3 years, even if you've been in this for a week, a month, this is just really good advice for you to lean into growing into this business. Remind yourself of where you were before. Remind yourself, that's the great thing about going through a hard time in your business. If you're going through a hard season in your business right now, you know how amazing it is when you get through it. That's the coolest part about having a struggle, is getting through that and then being able to tell your story after, being able to look at yourself in the year from now and go, dang, I'm so proud of myself that I showed up when this happened and that happened and this person blocked me, or this person said this, or I lost rank, or this person left my team, or this customer said this, and I kept showing up and I showed up for myself. People have so much respect for people who take action. They have so much respect for people in their business who show up consistently. People who join me now, people who interact with me now, they interact with my posts, they message me potentials that I have. They now, 3 years later, jump in my inbox because they know I'm consistent. They know I'm passionate about this business. They know I take it serious. They know how far I've come and how hard I've fought. They saw, especially the people who saw me last year, they saw where I was. They saw when I was at a medical center for 10 days and I wasn't on my social media at all. I was away from my kids. They saw when I had the bout of depression and how all of that happened, right? The riddling with anxiety that I went through. And it's so amazing to be able to a year later share, this is where I was last year, and people messaging you and saying, I remember when you went through that. I remember when you said you were losing your rank. I remember when you said your paychecks went down. I remember when you said that your whole team left and blah, blah, blah. And I have so much like respect for you because you kept going, or that's what inspires people. I got our dream car this weekend. We got a Jeep Gladiator this past weekend, but you know why it meant so much to us? It wasn't because I got to cross something off my dream board. It's because I look back at the 3 years and everything that I've gone through with building this business and just in life, right? Not just building a business, but life is freaking hard. Okay. And you can just like, I just look at that car. I just look at where we live. I just look at my kids. I look at my husband. I look at my team, and I will get so emotional because I'm like, I know how far I've come. I know how much I've gone through and how much I've conquered. So anything that you're going through right now, that's going to be your story. That's going to be the story that when you come on a Zoom next in 6 months from now, you go, this is where I was in June. This is where I was in July, or this is where I was in May. And I took action and I kept going and I kept showing up. And this is where I am now. Now I'm a 12K leader. Now I'm a 40K leader. Now I'm a 4K leader. And from someone who earned the $12,000 bonus, you'll be so happy that you kept showing up even when it was hard, when that hits your account. I'm telling you right now, I did not hit 12K until 17 months into the business. Okay, I was 17 months into the business, and it was the perfect timing for me. It was the perfect timing for me because they launched those rank advancement bonuses. I was able to hit that bonus and maintain it all throughout. And I'm telling you, it's worth all that. It's worth all of the stuff that you go through, right? Anything that you've gone through, whether it's motherhood, the hardships and things that we've gone through, think of anything that you've gone through in your life and it was so hard in the moment, and then you get through that, and then you look back a year from now and you go, okay, I'm so glad that I fought through that because it's so worth it for what we have right now, for the child we have now, for the relationship that I have now, for the home that we have now, right? Whatever the case may be. So you know how so many times people will say, what I love that he said in this podcast is we'll say, okay, I want you to envision yourself 3 years from now. What kind of car will you drive? What kind of house will you drive? What kind of, where will you be? I want you to think 3 years from now, if you kept taking the inaction route, if you kept taking the excuses route, if you kept taking the giving up on yourself route and all of those things in action, where would you be 3 years from now? How would you be feeling? Would you still be in that depression mindset? Would you still be not where you're at in your business or your finances or your relationship? Think 3 years. Guys, I've been in this for 3 years, and I can't imagine as if I started this business and I didn't take action and I didn't keep going. I wouldn't be here. I would not be on this Zoom with you guys right now if I kept taking an action with my business. I wouldn't be in this home. I probably wouldn't have the friendships that I have. I wouldn't be the person that I am. I wouldn't have had the growth that I've had. Who knows what else I would have missed out on, the people I would have missed, the person I became. And that's the person you want to meet. You want to meet in 3 years from now that best version of yourself. You want to meet that person that can go on alive and not give a darn hootin' what anyone else thinks. You want to be that person that can walk into a room and you feel good in your skin. You want to be that person that you can look at yourself and you can go, dang, I'm so proud of myself that I fought through whatever that struggle was, right? So many times we think about what our vision will be in this business 3 years from now if we keep going. I want you to think where you'll be just in your life if you didn't keep going and if you didn't take an action and you kept going in the same circle that you have been, where what your life would look like, because the 3 years will go by. Like, time passes regardless. There's no magical button that you can go, wait, pause, hold on, rewind. It's going for all of us right now, right? It doesn't matter. So what are you going to do about it? And I think that's what happened with me is like, especially when it came to this business or bonus season, is it's like, okay, we have 2 months left of this bonus season, 4K and 12K. There's no bonus for me up for grabs, but I'm still going to show up. I still want to do everything that I can going into finishing this month and then going into July so that I can help my team however it is. I still show up in my team chat every single day. I still show up for my team and check in on them when I can every single week, right? What is it that you can do different with your team? What is it that you can do different for your business? There's always something that we can do different that maybe you haven't done in the past week or the past month. So, and then also obviously on the flip side, thinking of, you know, the 3 years from you, if you took that action, if you did say, you know what, no more excuses, every day is a new day. Maybe today, maybe this Monday, I didn't do what I needed to do. I didn't do all the things that I need to do, but you know what? I still have a few hours after the Zoom gets off that I can get some stuff done, or I could write some gratitudes. I can set the tone for the last thing of this day. And then tomorrow it's going to be a new day. Shoot, every hour is a new hour, okay? Every day is a new day, but sometimes every hour is a new hour. It was one of those days for me. The morning was rough, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to reboot. I'm going to take the afternoon to reboot. I'm going to end my day on a good day, okay? So that's what I really wanted to get at with you guys tonight is just, if June, you just didn't show up, things happen, life happened, maybe some things happened that threw you a curveball. Give yourself some freaking grace. First of all, you can't change it. You can't change that you didn't show up last Monday and you didn't do your IPAs. You can't change that you forgot to do your happy birthdays 2 weeks ago. You can't change that you told yourself you would work out 4 days a week and you didn't. You can't change it. But what you can do is you can do something about in the next hour. You can do something about tomorrow, right? That's literally all you can do. So you can go, what can I do for July? What kind of plan can I set? Can I make a to-do list? Can I make a checklist? Can I wake up earlier? What is it that I can do? Can I stay up a little bit later? Can I not take that nap maybe in the afternoon? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I hop on a training and put some earbuds in while I do the dishes or I fold the laundry, right? Or while I'm doing some errands, I can hop on a podcast, whatever the case may be, okay? It's so freaking possible, okay? I didn't hit 12K. I was like barely there. I was maybe like halfway to 12K, and then they launched those bonuses and I hit 12K that month. And it was earlier. It was like a few days before the month end of October, and I hit it. Had never even been super close to 12K, was maybe halfway there that month. Same with any other rank. I would be like halfway there that month, and then the next month surpassed it that by the next month or hit it right at that last day. So even if you end this month and maybe you're halfway to 12K, you could be way over 12K by next month, or you're halfway to 4K, or whatever the case may be that your goal is for this month. You could be way surpass that by July. I'm telling you right now, July is my birthday month too, so good things are going to happen because I was born. So it's going to be a good month regardless, right? July is going to be bomb. I'm so excited for it. So I'm going to pass it to Chanj, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, good. I was like, you have to unmute yourself.
I'm like, how do I do that? I'm new. So I don't know how I top that. This is what happens when we don't like talk about what our points are going to be, because I wrote mine down and Brielle hit a bunch of them. So we'll just wing it. But so yes, what she was saying, some of the things of doing different is going to get you different actions. And so this month I had started Lindsay's boot camp and talking about getting uncomfortable. I had told myself that I was going to do some things, and then of course, like we always do, I'm like, but getting uncomfortable doing things different. And I want to share with you some things that I did, because for me, I used to end the month running and trying to like act like my pants were on fire at the end of the month, those last few days. And that gets so exhausting coming from somebody who did it all the time. And I used to have a job in sales, and it's so tiring running like your pants are on fire those last 3 days. And if you can run like your pants are on fire the first 28 days of the month, it's almost like you can rest the end of the month. And so some things that I did differently was I had reached out to my customers the first and the second of the month and offered them free shipping on their orders or a free plus sign product with the credits that I had. Also, talking to our customers about our auto ship perks. So for me, conversations with customers, my customers, even though I have really good relationships with them, it makes me so uncomfortable and it made me so anxious. But I was like, if I don't tell them about what's available, I'm doing them a disservice. And so I told them, I was like, hey, you know, the auto ship program that we have where they can get they send them some kind of goodies or something on the 4th month. I told my customers about that. I told my customers about their, oh my goodness, I just drew a blank. They're thriving for free. I talked to them a little bit more about it and offered to help them if they knew anybody, and told them that I would help their customers that were interested in the product. So just having those conversations. And if I hadn't had those conversations, I wouldn't have customers that are thriving for free this month, that have never thrived for free. And so that, again, I think that's something that Lindsay's talked about, is the good customer service, is just stepping that up a notch and doing something a little extra for them. Also just doing something different. And I know it can be very frustrating and hard where you have those days and weeks where you're doing all the things, you're having conversations, you're growing your network, you're doing your IPAs, and you feel like nothing is happening and you're not getting any results. But it's those seeds that you're planting. It's those things that you're doing that you can't see the action today, but yes, those actions are coming. You just don't see them in the moment. And so, I've even personally had, up until a couple of months ago, I wasn't able to even transfer my paychecks. So I know what it's like to be there. I know what it's like to sometimes struggle and not even be able to get your products for free. Like, we have all been there. We've all started at the beginning. But recently I have just realized that I feel like I was exhausting myself because I was running so hard, but doing a little bit every day, that compound effect, that snowball effect, like when the snowball starts at the top of the hill, what it looks like when it gets to the bottom. So just reaching out and having those conversations with my customers. And then also going face to face more on my stories, doing that, talking, and showing up more face-to-face on my stories, doing more in-depth IPAs, doing Lindsay's boot camp that she's talking about every day, and then implementing those things that they're doing, talking about in the trainings, were just super, super helpful for me to be able to grow as a person and also grow as a leader. And yep, that's kind of it.
I'm done with you. No, I love that, because both of you guys talked about so many amazing things. But I do want to ask you, Chanj, before you mute yourself again. Oh, good, you didn't, because it took you a little bit to figure out how to unmute. So stay on mute.
I don't even know where the mute button is.
Stay for a second. Okay. So I do want to ask you, because you have been with Thrive for a while, probably 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
3 years. So you just earned that $4,000 bonus, but it wasn't on your first account. It was on your spouse account. So I want to talk about that real quick, because we have so many people who are here that have been they feel defeated, right? And I know you don't care that I say this, because we've had many park conversations where we sat and watched the kids swing, and you told me time after time after time, what am I doing wrong? I feel so defeated. So-and-so is doing this. Like, I'm doing all the things. And I remember you telling me, like, Linz, I'm literally doing all the things. I'm so defeated. Why am I not ranking? Like, why don't promoters want to join me? Or when they do join me, they ghost me or they return their pack the next month. So I want to talk about, and right?
I remember that.
Yes, we remember this conversation. So I want to ask you if you can touch on, what was that mindset flip for you, that it just kind of clicked one day that it brought you to where you are now, because not only did you earn the $4,000 bonus and you have re-ranked it every month since to earn it, but you are the closest to your first account's now $12,000 to bring home a $12,000 bonus, which would mean this year you would have earned $16,000 in bonuses. So from the woman who,
No, I'm still a girl.
I know, but it's fine. They don't know you like I do. So the babe who was like not even we're in June. So I would say like December. So like 7 months ago, 6.5 months ago, was so defeated. Heck, even January, you were so defeated to where you are today, getting on Zooms, chatting, to just getting uncomfortable. What was that flip for you, if you don't mind just kind of sharing about it? Because I know there are so many people here right now that whether they've been here a week, a month, a year, or 3 years, that they're feeling defeated in some sort of way. So what was that flip for you, and how did you kind of come out of it, I guess is the right word to say?
So I really had to pour a lot into myself and in my confidence. I felt like you and Brielle both would say, we believe in you, you can do it. But I was doing it, but I feel like I also didn't have the heart behind it. I was just kind of going through the motions. And now I have more of because I was with another team for a year doing, and when I say I paid for my products every year for a year, I did. But that flip was finally, why not me? And I said to myself, why not me? Because I wanted it. I wanted to grow. I saw what was available and what this business could do. And I said, why not me? And I just started going. I told myself, I'm going to show up every single day. I'm going to, put opportunity stories up every single day. I'm going to go face to face. I'm going to start doing the things that I needed to do. And I started treating this more as a business and not a hobby, because before I'd be like, oh, I'll throw up a post here, I'll throw up a post there. I wasn't consistent always in my stories. I would, do my capsules and stuff, but then that was it. And I just had to decide that if I really wanted this, I had to decide that. And I think the real striking point when they say like, make sure your why is strong, is I knew that if I didn't give it my 100%, that I was going to have to put my daughter in daycare. I was going to have to put her in daycare, and I was going to have to go back to a 9-to-5. And I had seen the freedom that I had with this business and like what it was helping us with. And I knew that I could make it work if I decided I wanted it bad enough. And I just had to get out of my own way. And so I think it's also very important for you to have a support system to be able to have somebody, whether it is one of your downlines or a friend, or maybe it's somebody that you actually enrolled, whoever it is, like reach out to them, and somebody is always going to be there for you. And I think that is what is so important also, is like this community, but just deciding that you wanting it and running for it, and don't stop. Because as soon as you stop, it's almost like every time you stop, it's like you're starting over. Like you said, you take one step back. What is it? You take one step backward, and then you have to like take 10 steps ahead. So thanks.
Can I say this too with Chanj? Because she also would speak out the negativity so much. It was like she would spend so much time like focusing on dwelling it. Like even though she would enroll customers like a badass, but then she'd be like, well, no one's joining my team, or they're joining my team. Like she just always focused on that negative part. And it was like with Lynn's too, like just conversations with her, like you need to start focusing on what you have done. You're not giving yourself enough credit. And you also just need to focus on what you have accomplished and focus on what you can do. And what I noticed with her, with even our one-to-one conversations, was she would pop in my inbox, like giving herself a pep talk or giving me a pep talk. Like she just showed up different. She'd be like, I'm going to show up today. Like how she was just, I'm going to do my opportunity stories. And cause I just don't want to put Olivia in daycare because I know how that felt with Carson, and I'm not going to give up, and I'm just going to keep going because you know what? I love the products and she just kept, it's almost like she, instead of every day speaking out on the negative, she would pop in my inbox and be like the positiveness. And I think it eventually just kind of rubbed off, or she would switch it. Like she would almost answer her own question. Like, you know, I'm getting really frustrated about this, but I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that I need to not dwell on the negative and that I need to probably just go listen to a podcast, or I need to flip the script in my head and I need to, you know, whatever the case may be. So I think also what you speak out and what you spend your energy on, because there are even sometimes Chandra still popped in my inbox and I'm like, literally, we're going to stop the conversation. We're not going to spend any more energy on that because it's not going to benefit you. So instead of us spending the next 10 minutes to talk about this conversation on why XYZ is happening, let's flip it and spend the next 10 minutes on what we can do next, what we can do. Okay, this is happening. That's not in our control. So what can we do in the next 10 minutes that is within our control? We can't control our promoters. We can't control what they do. We can't control how they show up, but what we can control us. So instead of let's take 10 minutes, let's create a new opportunity story. Let's go live. Let's go do XYZ. And I think that was a huge thing that I saw for her. As soon as she started flipping that and started talking more positively and spending more energy on that, is when I feel like I saw that shift too. Okay.
But but I agree with all of that, obviously. But even something I want to touch on is we used to talk, and I know because I have these conversations all day long, and unfortunately Chandra got a little bit more of the Lynn's love than a lot of people do because we were in person.
I needed it.
We were in person and I didn't really like have my phone to be like, what the fuck? I just kind of said it to her. So I mean, there's that too. But the truth of it is, she would tell me all the time, I'm sharing the opportunity. I'm sharing the products. I'm sharing. And then I'd be like, great. And I would go look at her story and I'd be like, Chandra, all you have is your shake on here from yesterday. And she'd be like, well, the day before that, it must have come off. And I'm like, okay, but if you are working your business at any given time of the day, you go and you look at your stories, there is something to do with this business or with the products. That's how I know you're working the business. So when people ask me to do a social media audit for them, okay, Xander, I need you to go. Sorry. Not right now, honey. When people ask me to do social media audits for them and they're like, well, but also like my story, like it fell off. I just think in my head and I'm just like, that's fine. My story falls off all the dang time. But at any given time you look at my story, there's something about either the opportunity or the products on there. It doesn't matter what time of day. So if you have said to yourself, or you've said to your enroller, or maybe it's even me, and you have said like, I'm doing all the things, but you go and you look at your page and your page does not have all the things, then you aren't really doing all the things. You're just telling yourself that you are, which is fine, because everybody here is, one thing that I want to say is every single person here has their own goals, their own things that they want to accomplish, right? They have their own type of work ethic. They have their own self-discipline. They have their own version of consistency. And that is fine, because the beauty of what we do is mine is not the right way. Mine is my way, right? Your way is not the right way. It's your way. So your way and my way are two different ways, and that's fine. What I have said to multiple people is, I can sit here and train you week after week, and I will, right? I constantly make boot camps. I constantly have mini trainings going for my downline. I constantly have something for you to have at all times on every topic. But just because it worked for me does not mean that that's a cookie cutter way for it to work for you. Whatever training you go on, whatever leader you talk to, whatever you watch, you take what is for you and you leave the rest of it behind. So if you are on a training and a leader's like, well, I do reach outs and I do this, this, and that. Well, obviously I don't do reach outs, right? They make me want to vomit. I have PTSD. It's not my thing. But I can listen to somebody who does reach outs to hear how they word their conversations. Because to me, it's not a reach out training. To me, it's a verbiage of how I can have better conversations. Do you get what I mean? So you could not relate to a mentor. And I can tell you right now, I am not for everybody. There are some of our 40Ks and above that don't even like me. And that is fine. Because you know what? I don't like everybody in our company, but I'm not here to like people. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to help you create options, opportunities, and freedoms. And if you like what I have to share, great. If this Monday you don't like what I have to share, great. Because guess what? If what I have to share isn't for you, that message wasn't for you. Take what is for you and leave the rest of it. It's okay. Not everybody is going to like you. Not every leader is going to agree with you. Not every person in your downline is going to love you. There are people in my downline that don't even talk to me. And then there's other people in other downlines begging me to be in my downline, begging me to let them into my team pages, begging me to have them in their chat, where there are people who are on my team pages, in my chats, in these things that don't want to be there. Guess what? That does not make me any less of a leader. That does not make you any less of a leader, because the beauty of what we have our hands on is it's for you. What I do is for me. What you do is for you. That is why I will never, ever, ever tell you what your goals should be or what you should be doing. But if you ask me what you're doing and you say, I'm doing it all, and I go to your page and I look at your story and there's literally, I couldn't tell what the heck even all is. You're not doing it all. You're just telling yourself that you do. And there's a difference. You don't have to do it all. I will never tell you to do it all, right? But if this is something that you want to work and you picked a mentor to do the things that they're doing, take what's for you and leave the rest of it. Not everything I say is for everyone. Shoot, not everything I say is even for me half the times. I can't control my mouth. It's fine. It is what it is. But I can tell you right now that I'm not here to be liked. I'm not in this business for friends. I'm not in this business to be liked. What I am here to do is create opportunities for other people and to create an impact. And that's not always going to be liked. And I can tell you also right now that outside of this team, whether they're in network marketing or just a troll on Instagram, I'm not always going to be liked. You're not always going to be liked. And if you stop yourself from working your business because you aren't liked or the topic isn't liked, you're not a jar of Nutella. You're not tacos. Not everyone's going to love you, sweetheart. Like, you just have to go with it. Your people are going to like it. Your people are going to show up for it. The ones that aren't, guess what? They aren't. And that's okay. If you are here to be liked, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Because being liked never paid my bills. Building an impact did. And if you want a massive impact, you're going to have to ruffle some feathers. And I can tell you right now, I'm not afraid to ruffle feathers. I'm not afraid to share how I feel, because you know what? I'm okay with having different opinions from other people, whether it be in this business or not in this business. If people have an opportunity and I don't agree with it, but they do, more power to them, bless and release. If you have an opportunity and you love it and it's helping you and you see the future, but Sally Joe Bob on Instagram says it's a pyramid scheme, well, Sally Joe Bob, bless and release. I am not here to be liked, and I need you guys to start saying that as well. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to make an impact, because I can tell you right now, nobody who ever had massive impact was liked by every single person they met. You're not going to be liked by everyone. Your product isn't going to be liked by everyone, whether it be the fact that they've never tried it or they're just anti-MLM. But if you allow those opinions to stop you, and the reason I'm going off on this tangent is because this was a huge thing with Chandra that made her flip her script, is she was nervous about what others thought. It's 2021. We've lived through a whole damn worldwide pandemic. It's time to stop caring what other people think. You can either show up and do it, or you can sit down and watch everyone else do it. Because the only person who can do this for you is you. You want that bulletproof mindset? Go grow, because self-growth is business growth. That's how I view it. If I want my business to grow, I need to grow. I'm not going to be growing by making sure that I'm not ruffling feathers. And to me, how do I ruffle feathers daily? Well, I shout what I have my hands on from the rooftop. It's always in my story. It's always on my social media. It's always in the topic of conversation, not because I'm spamming it, but because I love it. And I know what we have our hands on. So many times I get asked, well, how do I do this? Or, okay, but I need to get consistent. Sis, I love you, but I cannot train on consistency because that's not a me thing. That's a you thing. If you need to be consistent, start today. And don't stop tomorrow when you hear no. Don't stop on Tuesday of next week when your pay, you can't transfer it because, hey, hi, hello, my first paycheck, I couldn't transfer. Can you imagine if I allowed that to stop me and get discouraged because my first paycheck, I couldn't transfer? You know what I did with that? I converted it to credits and I used it to give free shipping to my next couple customers. Be your own customer service. Run your own business. Y'all know what I'm doing through the end of the month? All my extra credits that I have up for grabs, I'm doing free shipping for all of my customers. You know those extra bottles of Sculpt I have in my pantry? I'm offering free Sculpt with promoter pack options. You guys do not need the company to launch promos for yourself and your downline. You do not need the company to plan trainings in order for you to do a boot camp. I've done 3 whole boot camps. Already working on the 4th and 5th one. Like, you do not need the company. Everyone's eyes just got big. Don't worry, I'll launch. We still have to get through the 3rd one. I'm not stopping. This is what I mean. You don't need the company to tell you how to run your business. You need to be a business owner to run your business. You have credits? Great. Guess what? You're going to put some massive action behind those credits and you're going to leverage them, and your next customers are getting free shipping. Oh, you have 2 bottles of Balance? Great. Your next promoter that enrolls, you're also sending them a free bottle of Balance. Do you see how you can create your own promotions? Oh, you don't have a ton of potentials right now and you want your downline to have options also? Launch a downline promotion for your downline. You can share your credits with your downline. You can share it with their customers. You know that the last week and a half, I've been doing this for months. The last week and a half though, I've sent over $1,000 in product credits to my downline's customers for free shipping. You can do this. You don't have to have thousands of dollars, because guess what? I didn't start with thousands of dollars. I started with $150 in product credit that I knew that I wanted to leverage to put back into investing in my business. And I knew that my downline, I had people in their VIPs, and I said, well, how about your first 2 customers I offer free shipping for? Let's get you those VIPs. Your first 2 promoters, how about I send them a free plus line product? Do you see how you can create your own promotions and take massive action and massive impact into your own hands? Stop worrying about being liked on social media. Start worrying about the impact that you're having on your team and who you can help, because you don't need the company to launch a free shipping promo or a tag team promo for you to have volume. You don't need the company to launch a free shipping promo for you to work your business. You don't need them to launch a free Sculpt promo for you to work your business. If that's the carrot that you're trying to chase, put the carrot in front of your own face and start running. You can do it. If you need plus line products to add, well, guess what? When you get your free product credits on the 2nd, buy plus line products. Commit to enrolling. If you Sculpt is $30, use $60 and get 2 and commit to enrolling 2 new promoters on packs and sending them Sculpt. You can get creative with your business. I could go on for hours and hours and hours on this, but you guys can get so creative with your own stuff. I currently, if you were to see my Canva that's up right now, I am creating flyers for my downline, for promotions, for personal promotions. So that way, because so many people love making promos in their stories, like the email that comes out, right? When the company sends out an email for free shipping, that's the first thing in everyone's stories. So what am I doing for my free shipping promo? I'm creating an email, a graphic, so they can put it in their stories and get just as excited as if the company sent it out. Y'all, get creative for your business. You can do this. The only person in your way is you. It is the 28th. You can choose to stop your business today and pick it back up on July 1st, or you can choose to make every day a new day, but you're still a business owner. Don't look at it as end of month. Look at it as, okay, I need to get creative, and tomorrow I'm showing up even harder. I have I'm going to count today as half day, 2.5 days left, because we still have tonight, 2.5 days left to end this month strong. You might not be close to 4K, but if you put your butt and your heart and everything you have into it, your hips, your muffin top, your feet, your extra hair, your nose, whatever it is that you want to put into this business, if you put all of that into this business the next 2 days, watch how you hit 4K. Watch how you hit 12K. Watch how you change your family's life. But it's up to you. You can either get creative and share and leverage and invest in your own business, or you can wait for the company to launch random promos that you can chase like a carrot. But the choice is up to you. Okay? So it is the 28th. I want to know in the chat real quick, who is still running before we end this for the night? I need to know who is running and what are you claiming through the end of this month. Put in your goals. What are you claiming? What are you enrolling? What are you doing? What kind of massive impact are you having? Who's running? Let's go. Look at all those. See, you're not alone. Look at everyone who's running beside you. You need options and creative minds. Y'all, reach out. Start a chat. I started a chat with my personally enrolled leaders, and we are all sharing downline promotions and creating graphics together to share to our downlines. Like, y'all, link arms with your team. Get creative together. It's not about one mind. It's about the mind of the masses. And we have the most creative, badass team in this company. I'm just going to say it. Like, don't mean to offend anyone who isn't on our team, but our team's pretty badass. We have people who are great at making graphics. We have people who are great at coming up with like promos. We have people that are great at organizing things. If you are not great at something, link arms with someone who is great at it. And then run together. Use each other's brains. Because to me, I've always said, and this is why my son has 2 godmothers, because what one lacks, the other one picks up. They create one massive, amazing godmother. That's how I feel about our team and our leaders. What I lack, I sucked at making graphics. Sam taught me how on Canva, and now I'm over here creating my little heart out, but she had to teach me. I had to know what my weakness was in order to learn and to make it a strength. Know what your weakness is and start creating from it. Find somebody it's their strength and run together. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I hope you guys have a great rest of the month. I can't wait to see all of the promotion shout outs. Some of y'all are having your highest months to date. Some of y'all are re-ranking bonuses. Y'all are making massive, ruffling your feathers impact. So I hope that this week you stop looking to be liked and you start looking to build impact. Love y'all, and I'll see you guys in July. Bye.